the morning steam, it's time to break, run for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
From the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas, this is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show here for Monday, July 20th. Thank you for joining me here on the show as we get ready for another great sports betting week. It's all over. It's all over at the World Cup here finally, or if you want to say belatedly, as Spain won the World Championship of International Soccer 1-0 over Argentina in added time there, or extra time. Ferran Torres scored on a rebound shot with 100 in the 105th minute for the win as Spain outshot Argentina 20-1 in the game. It really was one of the most horrific performances you'd see from a team there in Argentina, except for the goalie, Emiliano Martinez, who had 12 saves in the game. Messi, no shots in 126 minutes. He'll retire. He can't do that anymore. Spain, 65% possession in the game. Simon records his 7th shutout in the World Cup, and it was Spain winning the World Championship there 1-0 over Argentina. I had Argentina, but we did hit the plays here, obviously, on the show with regulation time, Argentina plus a half and under. Definitely hit both those plays. It was 0-0, of course. There at the end of 90 minutes time, if you will. So we'll take the win, but Argentina falls there, and a good job by the United States, Mexico, and Canada in hosting the World Cup. The president said, we'll just host it next time, and we don't even need those other countries. Well, you're going to have to get on the waiting list here. Apparently some other countries will host it. Maybe it'll come back here in 16 years. Maybe it'll come back in 20 years. Maybe they'll just tell the next country that, we'll just host it again. They'll overrule it here. Anything can happen. So anyways, it was a pretty good game, even with just because of the way it was just so dominant by one team, and they could not score eventually there in the game. So, all right, good to see everyone here in the chat. We'll get rolling here in just a moment. We'll recap some of the action from yesterday. We've also got a 15-game Major League Baseball card today, 4 games in the WNBA. We'll try to find some other sports. There is a couple of things you can look to bet on here. Not something that I'm covering this season, but the basketball tournament down to they're in their action here this week as that gets underway as well. So a few things we could talk about, a few things we can recap as well from yesterday, including the great finish there at the Open Championship. Wow, what a performance there by Ryan Fox of New Zealand. Shot 62 on Saturday and then won the tournament with that birdie putt on 18. I'm not saying he came out of nowhere, but it wasn't necessarily in those leaders heading into the weekend, but he birdied 18th hole with that 11-foot putt, birdied 4 of the final 6 holes to beat out Cam Young, Sam Burns, Scotty Scheffler with the 3 bogeys late in the tournament. Probably should have had more. They just gave him a total rule. You see a guy like Bryson DeChambeau who bogey, triple bogey there on Sunday, but he can't get a ruling. And then Scotty has hits a provisional. They can't even find his first ball. Somebody in the crowd says, "Oh, you know what? I did see it go in right here." So they said, "Okay, here's it's going to be unplayable here up against this building. So just drop it right here with a nice, good look at the green." So Scotty's got his own set of you saw, like, even after the Scotty hits the great shot, and the rules judge basically patting him on the back for a great shot, and Bryson can't buy a ruling from these guys. So still, Scotty ends up short, and a great tournament there for Ryan Fox, first New Zealander. Hey, I had him on my card here this week as top New Zealander. He was more than that. He topped the field. First New Zealander since Michael Campbell to win a major tournament. Rory ended up with 6 bogeys and a double over the final 2 days. So Ryan Fox wins there. We saw the Belgian Grand Prix yesterday on the air with Antonelli winning that with grabbing the lead there with 10 laps left. We did have yesterday also NASCAR was a night race. It was won by Joey Logano, Denny Hamlin second, and Briscoe finished third in that. So also yesterday had Major League Baseball and some winners here on the show as well. Brought home plenty of winners actually here on the Morning Steam Show, including under with the Mets Phillies in that game. There as the Mets were able to win. Lindor 2-run home run in the Mets win. Also, Morning Steam winner here as Miami was able to get that win. So let me make that straight there. The Brewers got the win there over Miami. Will Contreras, a 3-run home run in that one. There yesterday brought home the winner first 5 under. Chicago and White Sox in that early game yesterday with Burke and Yesevich there. And some other winners here yesterday as well, including first 5 for Pittsburgh Pirates over Cleveland. We had the winner here on the Morning Steam with the Padres and the Royals over. The Padres did the job themselves with 19 runs there yesterday. Also, Washington Nationals first 5 winner for us yesterday. And we had the under in Game 2 of the Dodgers and the Yankees. NBA Summer League came to an end. We did have Golden State as our pick here on the show yesterday, and they won the game outright there yesterday as the Warriors win the NBA Summer League. I did send out a winner on the VIP picks here with my sports money premiums yesterday. As I said, take Brooklyn, laying the points there in a consolation game against Oklahoma City. So all right, and let me take a look here. Who's in the chat as I'm getting rolling here with our show today? Hello to Razor today. Thank you, Razor. Good to see you there in the chat. Also, Blake is here as well. Thanks, everybody, for filing in. I think, we fixed the, or maybe Razor fixed it. I don't know what's going on, but we are able to see the chat today for some reason. There we go. All right. Thank you, Razor. If you fixed it, I couldn't do it. I didn't know what was going on. Good morning to Robert in there as well. Philly Eagle Flyer here as we get ready to go with the show. I don't think it's going to be a very long show, but we do have, like I said, Major League Baseball there, and also the WNBA there. So, okay. Anyways, you can get more picks from me over at winnable.com/Ramon. We're going to bring home some winners here in tennis, hopefully today. Tennis underway here this week with a few more events. We're moving some hard courts here as well. And also today, I think that might be it, man, here on a Monday. We need football to come here. It's just now 17 days away from the Hall of Fame game. So is that good enough for you guys here this week? We're getting ready for our football to come back here. Did have a couple premium pick winners there in the major leagues yesterday with Baltimore and Tampa Bay game under, and also the Toronto White Sox game, as I mentioned there yesterday. So we had some winners here. Let's get ready to get going here on the action. You can get more picks from me there over at winnable.com/Ramon. Use the promo code STEAM to save 20% off those premium pick packages here on Monday and every day over at winnable.com. We're going to have a drawing at the end of the show for you to win 1 month subscription with me here over at Winnable. All right. We'll get rolling here with the show right now, and we'll get right into it, shall we? Major League Baseball. No time to waste, no reason to waste time here. Let's get going, talk a little Major League Baseball here for Monday. It's an all-night card here, and we'll start it off with the Twins taking on the Guardians here. Joe Ryan goes in this one. He's up against Tanner Bybee. Twins, $1.20 favored on the road. Total here, 7.5 in this one with Ryan, 2.85 ERA, 6-5 record. Bybee, 3.9 ERA, but maybe his metrics are a little bit better than that. A 3-9 record for Bybee. Definitely doesn't look great on the surface here necessarily, but it has been improving here of late. The Guardians are just 6-4 with Bybee on the mound this season. Meanwhile, the Joe Ryan has a 218 batting average against, Bybee a 230 batting average against, and Bybee also a much better BABIP, 242 than Joe Ryan, but the Twins, they're the ones starting to make some noise here. Cleveland still ahead of the Twins by 3 games, currently in the standings in the AL Central, where things are continue to tighten up. Right now, the White Sox lead the Guardians by 1 game, and the Twins are 4 back. And don't forget Detroit, 6.5 back here still. So got a big series here between these two teams, between 2 top contending teams in the AL Central here over the next couple of days, with Cleveland hosting Minnesota here. So let's see what you think in this one with the Guardians coming in here. And look, there might be the better team, but Minnesota has the better offense right now, that's for sure. And Minnesota's won 4 of the last 5 games over Cleveland. Here, Cleveland has dropped 4 of their last 5 at home, but they have won 5 of their last 7 overall. Minnesota's gone under in 6 of their last 7 games coming into this one, and Cleveland's gone under in 5 of their last 7, 6 of the last 9 meetings between these two teams have gone under here. So look, Ryan, good numbers. The Twins have the better offense, but are they really worthy of favoritism here on the road with Bybee, who maybe can match Ryan here on the, if you just look at the pitcher stats this season, you'd probably have to say that Ryan's having the better year, probably the slightly better pitcher, but Cleveland's got the better record. It's just that their offense is so dismal here. I mean, they really are probably bottom 5 currently coming into this game. And they're averaging 3.9 runs per game. The Twins are averaging almost a full run higher, but the Guardians' pitching is better than the Twins, and that bullpen is woeful. And so really, it's kind of even here if you balance it out overall, I think. So I got to take the Guardians here at even money in this one right now. I certainly like what the Twins have been doing. They've really woken up here, and they're certainly in contention. I'm still going to ride with Bybee here to maybe keep improving or getting things back. He definitely has had a few more, I want to say, just struggles here over the last few games anyway. So let's see, though, what you guys have in the chat. Hey, it's working again. I can see everybody's plays. So I'm pretty pleased about that. And let's get into it here right now in this one between Cleveland and Minnesota to start the show here today with Ryan and Bybee. Ryan is pretty good. We know that. And maybe it is a good matchup against this lineup. I mean, Cleveland does strike out a ton against right-handers, that's for sure. Skeens struck out 8 Guardians yesterday. Jared Jones had 9 Ks. Yuri Perez had 6 Ks. Sandy had 8 Ks. Burke had 10 Ks. Taj Bradley did. This is all within the last week, pretty much, or 10 days or so, dating back to before the All-Star game. Cleveland's definitely having a problem there. But, I'm going to try Bybee here, even though the Twins have had great success this season against right-handed pitchers. Let's see what the chat says here. I imagine Minnesota might get some support, but Twins for Robert. And Blake here is on the under. And hello to Big O. Okay. Oh, see, there was a problem maybe with the YouTube there. Back to picture in picture. Okay, I don't know what was going on, but I was definitely having some issues there for a couple of days anyway. I know that the mobile, though, I see it over here. My face is gigantic. I don't know if I'll try to have to figure out how to fix that. But okay, let's see. Big O's on the over, and the 9 Legacy will take the Guardians with me here. So I'm going to take the Guardians in this one. Next up, the Pirates are on the road taking on the Yankees. Boy, this has all the makings here. It looks like a pretty good game. You got Braxton Ashcraft here, 3.5 ERA, a 9-3 record this year. Ryan Weathers, 4.14 ERA, and a 3-7 record coming in. So, look, Pittsburgh's on a roll. They're 4 games over 500. Yes, the Yankees are still 11 games over right now, but Pittsburgh's won 5 of their last 6 games. They have one of the best offenses in the league. That's usually reserved for the Yankees, but not anymore, man. This Pittsburgh offense has really been awesome. You've got to put them in the top 5, if not higher. The only thing they do is they do strike out a ton. But when you're number 1 in hits, number 1 in batting average, number 2 in runs, number 2 in RBIs, this Pittsburgh offense has been quite good. And you are going up against probably one of the, maybe the weak link in that Yankees rotation. The Yankees have lost 9 of their last 11 at home. They've won 5 of their last 7 because of the road trip. And the Yankees have also won 8 of the last 12 meetings between these two teams. 5 straight meetings between these two teams have gone over. We're talking about an interleague series, though, here. So last season, the Yankees took 2 of 3 in Pittsburgh. But things have changed this season, man. Pittsburgh, all of a sudden, here they are, on a decent roll. Now, the Yankees are just a game and a half out of first place behind Tampa Bay. Pittsburgh's actually 10.5 games out right now. But that's only because the Brewers have been so dominant in the National League Central. Pittsburgh's definitely alive for a wild card spot. They are going to have to step it up a little bit here, to get into the race totally right now, but do have a good matchup here with Braxton Ashcraft going in this one. And Ashcraft had actually skipped his start 2 days ago, and just trying to extend him out through the whole season. He has a 28% strikeout rate, and Yankees offense has picked it up a little bit. They've looked better against right-handers here of late, but not really that great. They've still been striking out a ton as well, and that's got to be of concern here for sure. In this one, especially going up against a guy like this Yankees lineup right now. The Yankees need Weathers to have a pretty good start here, I would think. The team did use 9 of their 10 relievers yesterday in the doubleheader, so they're probably going to be without 3 or 4 of them at least who went some solid innings in the game. So Weathers has been, decent on the season, or at least okay. I mean, the Yankees probably expect more, but he's kept them in some games. They're 8-10 with him on the mound, despite that 3-7 record overall. Both guys kind of have about a 300 BABIP coming into the game, so I actually kind of expect some runs here between these two teams. But man, are getting the Yankees at a pretty good price here at $1.20. Sure, Pittsburgh has been hot too, but let's see what the chat has to say here in this one. Like I said, it's still Yankees are the team still on top of the standings, if you will, or, game and a half back of Tampa trying to chase them down. Blake has the Pirates here. AOD is joining us today. Robert's on the Pirates as well. Going to be some Pirates support in there. Big O likes Reynolds over 1.5 bases, and he likes the Pirates on the money line as well. Man, a lot of Pirates support here in this one. Philly Eagle Flyer says maybe it'll be tied after 2 innings with these two teams. And hello to Public Enemy here in the chat today. He likes the Pirates as well. Man, the whole chat loves the Pirates. Man, I mean, it's hard not to like them in this situation, but boy, it just seems like, maybe more biting off more than they can chew. Is that a possibility? The Sharps love the Pirates as well. I probably should just obey the chat here and listen to what they have to say, because does seem like everyone loves them here. You got probably the starting pitching advantage. You should have the lineup advantage as well. It's just that, man, just and playing the Yankees for Pittsburgh just feels like the big step, the big jump, if you will, in this matchup. So, man, I don't want to go against the chat here. Nine Legacy says Yankees run line. He took the Yankees since yesterday for this game. He really liked them. Public Enemy says game total over here is better. I think so too. I'm going to go over in the first 5 in this one. Give me the over first 5. I'm scared now. I know that everyone's going to like the Pirates, and on the surface, I did as well. But I just kind of backed off because it just seems like for the Pirates, when they get into these overwhelming situations, not statistically, but going into the stadium here when the pressure's starting to mount, they got to keep winning right now. They're still an underdog in this game, but okay, I'll just take over in the first 5. I'm scared. Okay, next up we've got the Rays. We've got the Rays taking on the Jays here with a good pitching matchup here with consistent winner Nick Martinez going for the Rays. 2.64 ERA and 8-2 record for Martinez coming in. The Rays are 14-4 when Martinez takes the mound. They're also 5-13 to the under when Martinez takes the mound. How about that? Also here you have Dylan Cease going for the Jays. 2.56 ERA and a 6-4 record, 1.13 the whip. Cease a 190 batting average against, and the Blue Jays are 11-6 when Cease gets the ball. So one of the marquee matchups here of the day, but the Blue Jays are still having big time woes here. Offensively, look, Cease is great, but look at this price. Has it really gone up to $1.55? Is someone out of the lineup here? Maybe it's $1.50, $1.45 at some books here at a sharp shop here in Vegas. But Toronto doesn't have any offense going on right now. They're woeful. At least the Rays can get it going offensively. It's still got, the team that strikes out the least in the major leagues. They're number 3 in batting average overall. Meanwhile, for the Blue Jays here, next to last in RBIs, next to last in runs scored. Can't pass on this with our Rays right now. You want to give Cease every doubt in the world that he can go through and continue to mow here a little bit. Look, his numbers are pretty good. Actually, they're very good, the metrics especially, but does have a 308 BABIP, so can't strike them all out. I've got to try the Rays here in this one. Look, I think this is where you're supposed to make your money a little bit on these type of dogs, right? Rays, one of the best teams still in the major leagues, aren't they? And the Blue Jays got a long way to go here right now to get going. Still 7 games under 500 here for the Jays. Meanwhile, the Rays are still 14 games over 500. So, look, Dylan Cease has been dominant, but he's really going up against one of the more consistent arms in the league here in Nick Martinez. People continue to doubt Martinez, and he just continues to rack up wins. So, I'm going to take the Rays in this one. Public Enemy's on the Blue Jays, but Blake says under first 5, and Robert is going under 7.5 in this one. Next up, the Dodgers are on the road, taking on the Phillies in a showdown series. Every series is a showdown series when you're playing the Dodgers. Emmett Sheehan going against Christopher Sanchez, and what a matchup here. The Phillies favored in this one over those Dodgers. Well, has to be because of Sanchez. We know that. He's 11-4, and the Phillies are 14-6 when Sanchez is on the mound. 1.18 whip, 254 batting average against. Sanchez has a 334 BABIP, so really he does have to strike him out. Otherwise, he's working out of trouble a little bit. I mean, that's kind of his game. For Sheehan here, 4.81 ERA, 4-6 record right now. Dodgers are 8-9 when Sheehan takes them out. He's got a 241 batting average against coming into this one. Not only that, Sheehan, they actually was scheduled to start yesterday, and they pushed him back. What happened was when Yamamoto threw 9 innings in game 1, they said, you know what, let's use our bullpen here a little bit in this one because we didn't have to use them, so we can go with a bullpen game now. It's a good strategy by Dave Roberts, I thought, to do this, and I think it might actually help their chances here a little bit in this game when they get to the bullpen here. Now, Sheehan has given up just 3 runs over his last 3 starts, and he's really boosted his K rate. He's at 26.5 K rate this season. The Phillies offense has been pretty underwhelming still, no doubt about it. I mean, they've got the big the big names, but they can't always get the big runs. Really, they're averaging just 1.4 runs off of starting right-handed pitchers over their last 7 games, striking out 24% of the time. Now, Sanchez has been great all season long, but in his last few starts, the numbers have started to spike. His last 3 starts, he's got a 5.71 ERA, 1.67 whip, and 347 batting average against. So I'm leaning Dodgers here in this one at plus money. I think Sanchez is having a little bit of stress here at this time. I don't know if it's anything serious. I mean, I don't know if fatigue's an issue with him. I don't know if fatigue will be an issue for the Dodgers coming off that doubleheader and then having to travel a ways. But they've been solid against left-handed pitching. They do rely heavily on their deep ball for sure. And Sanchez has allowed 9 home runs in his last 8 starts. So the Dodgers did use 7 pitchers in that second game yesterday. So Sheehan will probably have a pretty big leash in this one. Phillies will have the fresher bullpen here in this one tonight, but I'm going to take the Dodgers on the road here against the Phillies and try to beat Sanchez here. I don't think the Dodgers are a good team to be facing when you're trying to bust out of a little bit of slump like Sanchez is in here right now. Would be great if he could come up with a big one, but last 3 starts for Sanchez, a little bit worse than what we've seen. Okay, Mullins for an RBI says Big O, 9 legacy has Tampa Bay on the run line. Here's Blake with the Phillies in this one. Public Enemy's got the Phillies 9 legacy with the Dodgers, and Robert likes the over 8.5 runs. That is a big number. Okay, next up. Oh man, here's the unheralded game of the day here with the Orioles and the Red Sox. Who saw this coming? The Orioles come in with their great winning streak right now. Boston Red Sox, are they on a winning streak? 13 in a row for Boston. Hey, don't sleep on Baltimore here, okay? They've won 7 in a row. Who knew? Let's see what you think, though, in this one. Man, really interesting here for Boston to be playing so well here right now. Wow. All right, let's check it out with Shane Baz. Now, Baz isn't great, but hey, he's also at least serviceable out there, a former Rays pitcher. What else can you say about this Boston team now, though? Amazingly for Boston here, this is their longest winning streak since 1948. 78 years they have not won 13 games. And it seems like even when they're about ready to they win, they can't lose this team here right now. Amazing the way they're going. And now Peyton Toll comes in here, 3.11 ERA, 25% K rate. He did get hit pretty hard there against the Nationals, but hey, they crush left-handers anyways, right? So he's allowed just one earned run in his other 3 recent starts to throw out that Nationals game. He can't throw it out, but man, the Nationals are number 1 against left-handers. So his fastball, man, the Peyton Toll, these Red Sox got a couple of young left-handers here, huh? The Orioles have struggled against lefties, 1 earned run or less in 4 of their last 6 against left-handed starting pitching. They did look pretty good against Noah Cameron, but he still went 7 innings as well. So just feels like the Red Sox here. I mean, I don't want to say it's a cheap price at $1.40. Maybe it will go up. Yeah, in fact, look at this. I'm seeing $1.55 right now at some books here at the Big B offshore. But Baz will have his hands full in this one. He's been hittable of late. He's given up 3+ runs in 5 of his last 7 starts, and a little bit worse on the road for sure. And the Sox offense, look, their offense has been a really big part of this winning streak for sure. And over the last 7 games, they're pretty much a top 10 team in all the important metrics right now. They did have 7 earned runs off of Griffin Jacks, 5 earned runs versus Englert of the Rays, and before that they were knocking them around too. Wilson Contreras, Chad Durbin, they've both been real hot here going right now. So let's see what you have in this one of the Red Sox and the Orioles here. Man, these Red Sox are looking good, and maybe the price is manageable. Let's see here. Man, Alicia Park's getting rocked here by Havlikova. All right, let's see what the chat says here. And hello to Sharpie in the chat. Sheehan. Sheehan, the man here today, he says, for the Dodgers. Big O is on Boston here. Blake is on the O's. Robert likes the over in this one. Sharpie says those O's, they struggle versus lefties. Maybe under, though, on Toll's K-prop because he throws too many of those fastballs. And the Orioles are a team who puts the fastball in play. Great observations, from Sharpie there. And, like I said, to me, Toll, 25% K rate overall, I believe. And like I said, he does have a pretty disgusting fastball here. To me, it's just the Orioles have struggled somewhat against it, but I guess they're less effective against the fastball from the left-handers. Is that possible? All right, let's see here. I got to make my call in this one. You guys have made your call here in the chat in this matchup. And, man, both teams so hot right now, aren't they? I kind of want to take Baltimore in here and just try to beat these guys in this game. But why aren't we getting a better price? I think that's what bothers me about it here. It's almost like it's a little bit built in this one. So, all right, I got the under in this one between the Orioles and the Red Sox. Give me the under here with these two. Kind of want to take the Orioles here, guys. I got to be honest with you. I just wish we were getting, I guess $1.50 is not, well, I guess it's too late now. Here's Sharpie with more information on that. It told 85% fastball there. Whether it's a sinker, cutter, or four-seam, he says fastball, be it sinker, cutter, four-seam, and it plays both ways versus the O's. And the K-prop of Brown yesterday did go under, and he's 55% fastballs. So, man, Sharpie's got me wanting to take this price on the Can I cancel? I'm gonna try the Orioles here on the show. I do like it under, so I guess I'm not backing away from that. I'm already on the record for the under. I'm gonna try the upset here with the Orioles tonight. I'm gonna take the O's in this one at plus $1.25 or so. I'm not doubting this Red Sox streak at all, and I think Peyton Toll is. I hope it's real. I hope it's real for Toll. I mean, he fits the mold. I hope the Red Sox roll with him. He'd be a great pitcher to be around for several years with the Red Sox. He looks like a Red Sox player. So I'm going to go with the Orioles in this one. I know I don't have the advantage necessarily with Shane Baz here, but the Orioles playing some of their best ball of the season. I'm going to try to take advantage of that right now. I know this offense isn't great, but you know what? Neither are the Red Sox. And we know the Red Sox have no power. So, all right. Let's see. 9 Legacy says Orioles. I think that probably means money line. I don't think he wants to get the octagon there with the I think that's supposed to be probably was auto text there with MMA. I'm thinking he likes the money line. Okay, man, that's a good one. That gets the big screen here maybe today. Oh, except for the fact that the Padres are playing at the same time, and they're up against the Braves here with J.P. Sears. He's going to have to get his Craftsman tools out in this one, going up against Bryce Elder and the Braves. And the Braves are favored in this one, $1.40 or so right now. Look, the Braves aren't hitting. They've definitely been struggling here, but they've won 3 of 4. Give them a little bit of credit. I'm talking about how they've kind of come back to the pack a little bit over the last month or so. Does seem like still that same story here ever since Acuna went out. I thought Acuna was supposed to come back yesterday. Didn't somebody say that in the chat? Is today the day for Acuna? Is he ever going to come back here right now for the Padres? Got Sears here. We know 5.03 ERA, just a 2-2 record here for JP Sears so far. Padres are 2-2 with Sears in there, 5.03 ERA, but 2.56 batting average against, a 2.81 BABIP. For Bryce Elder, his numbers aren't great. 4.12 ERA, 5-6 record. I always expect more from Elder, but I learn my lesson every time, and especially right now. He is really starting to be in a little bit of a funk here of late for Elder here. Really brutal stretch of the last 4 games. He got crushed by the Mets, the Brewers, the Giants. He gave up 19 earned runs in those 3 games, and with 3 earned runs against the Pirates in just 4 innings in the other start. So 20% K rate on the season, but the recent numbers are alarming. And yesterday Ty France hit 2 home runs. He should have a good matchup against Elder. Tatis, but Bogarts could have a good matchup against him as well. Padres did score 19 runs yesterday behind those home runs from France and Jackson Merrill. But Sears, he's been all over the place. He gave up 6 earned runs of the Cubs, and he shut out the Dodgers. Then he allowed 3 earned runs of the Blue Jays, and not great numbers for this guy. He'll face a Braves lineup that has pretty good numbers against left-handers this season. They've actually been one of the best offenses again here over the last 7 days or so. The Braves have, like I said, started to pick it up a little bit. Braves have 4 more earned runs in 3 straight, and 5 earned runs off of Gore there the other day. So this lineup is clearly on a good heater here of late. Maybe that will help them against the Padres. Hopefully, I wish the Padres could have saved some of those runs here. But again, just another game where I think the line maybe is a little bit too high. It has come down here at some spots here, down to $1.40 or so here. Let's see on the screen there. Yeah, I have $1.40 listed here. We know the Padres are still just 20-26 on the road. The Braves 29-19 at home. Not only that, the Braves are one of the few teams that actually cover some run lines here or there. The Padres have been this offense, last in batting average, last in hits. It starts to become a problem after a while, and the Braves offense seems like it's just hot enough here right now. And to me, all of a sudden, I don't know, this feels like a little bit of a discount. Did the steam come in on the Padres or something? Let's see what's going on here. No, not necessarily. Let me see what the chat has first here in this one. Okay, and get in the cage, right? I mean, okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Sharpie. That'd be great, but it just feels like right now you think of all these moves the Padres. Look, I try to defend Preller as much as I can, but until he restocks the minor leagues and trades the players away, now all of a sudden he's got on his legacy as up and down as he's been here, and he's gotten him to the postseason before, but then has some crummy seasons. But when you look at guys like James Wood, C.J. Abrams, guys around the league that have been part of this Padres team that are now crushing the ball in other places, it's just a real big disappointment. Not only that, you've traded away, interesting pitchers too, like Dylan Cease, right? You let these guys walk. And there's no doubt there is a time to cut loose. For Dylan Cease, he probably is overpaid. But sometimes you got to pay up a little bit too, and especially when you have contention. And again, I also contend that you don't want to have a rookie manager. When you think you have the personnel to, do something, that's when you go with a veteran manager. So I think they've made mistakes here. Okay, Padres for Bobby Mack. Here's Blake. He's on the A's on the first 5 in that other game. Here's Public Enemy on the Padres. Okay, thank you, Sharpie. Was wondering. We talked about it a little bit, and there's definitely a move right now on the Padres. Take a look at your screens here right now. There's no. I said there's. I would imagine that any second here we might hear the steam move in the background, because I believe the steam has just come in. And for one thing, it just came in a few moments ago on Toronto. I want to mention that here. Look at Toronto. They've gone up here at $1.57 at circa $1.63 at the Big B. Toronto just got hit, no doubt. So I don't mind that. I'm going to take the Rays, but also here. I can't believe Carlo. Are you? Wait a minute. Oh, I thought you were. I was wondering, like, are they got a pitcher named Santana? They got a pitcher named Santana. Are we going to bring in, Carlos Santana to play smooth or something here? So I can't believe they're going to bring in Carlos Santana. I thought he started the season. I thought he was on some team here, but I can't believe that they're going to bring him into play here right now. That's amazing. Okay, but hey, the Braves might be able to maybe get another bat in there. Padres first 5 here for Blake, it looks like, and 9 legacy. He was on the Twins, right? Was he on the Twins, or is he on Arizona there or something, man? Santana, I can't believe it. So anyways, I just want to mention this. So it's clear to me that, in fact, I'm showing right now, Elder, the Braves are down to 127 at circa, 133 at the Big B, 125 at BOL, 128. The move has come in. I'd imagine also that maybe the Braves. Let me see here. Maybe someone is going to miss this game possibly, but the move has come in on the Padres here. I'm taking the Braves. That has me on the Braves. I'm not going to use a premium, but one thing here I think has happened that that's going to be cheap enough for me now here at $1.30 or so. I'm going to take Atlanta in this one. Maybe a stick is out tonight, and I just haven't heard it yet. But maybe they're just moving on the Padres. But definitely the move is in here on the Padres. I'm on the Braves, but I'm just saying the move at the books clearly within the last couple of minutes. Big move market wide on the Padres. Usually that's some type of personnel situation. Okay. You got former Met here, Freddie Peralta, former Brewer here, Freddie Peralta, going up against The Miz. Right now, 1.62 ERA, 10-4 record for Mizorowski here. Man, what a season. The Miz, 0.75 whip, 148 batting average against, a 39% K rate. This guy is out of his mind. Never seen anything like him here, right? For Freddie coming in right now, ERA of 4.65, 5-8 record. The Mets are 9-11 with Freddie on the mound. 257 batting average against, a 307. BABIP coming into this one. See how you guys see this one here with these two hurlers going right now. But man, Mizorowski got those fastballs going, right? What do they always show? How many he's thrown on the season, how many 100-mile-an-hour he's thrown in the game, right? So, hey, Brewers facing a red-hot Peralta facing a red-hot Brewers team again here, coming up that sweep of the Marlins. And,
play.
Is that it? Is that the Padre move right there? There it is. Mark that one down. The steam was in on the Padres there. I got it a little bit ahead of the noise there. So, all right. Anyways, facing this Brewers team coming off another sweep here of late for the Brujas, huh? And Peralta's been terrible lately. 4.66 ERA, 1.44 whip this season, but he's terrible on the road. We know that this Brewers lineup has had a good start to the second half. They faced 3 solid Marlins pitchers and were getting hits off of all of them, it seemed like. And Peralta will be the softest matchup they've had compared to those. So, maybe there's some familiarity factor here. The former teammates thrown in, but this lineup is in a pretty good spot for Mizorowski here. Averages 100 miles an hour on that fastball, of course, and holding a 1.62 ERA. Has given up a few more runs here of late. In fact, 5 home runs also over his last 3 starts. So, the Mets offense hasn't looked too bad against right-handers in the last few games, but they've been facing soft matchups like Aaron Nola and Rangel of the Phillies there. So, let's see here. They did. Now, the Mets did face Sonny Gray and Kevin Gausman, and both of those pitchers had success against this offense. So, now that's not much to say against these goofball Mets here. And the way things are going, the Mets are 10-27 as an underdog this season, so they really don't have any upset-type capabilities. It feels like I'm going to roll with the Brewers in the first 5 in this one, and just lay the run here in the first 5 at minus $1.10. Give me the Brewers first 5 in this one. Okay, here comes some comments from the crew. Hey, it's 9 Legacy on the Brewers here, and Robert's on the over. And Sharpie said they did skip that start with Mizorowski, so probably nothing wrong with him. He says right now hasn't pitched since July the 7th. And let's see, 75 to 90 pitches. So would have liked to see him in the All-Star game, but I know you've got some, delicate arms out there for sure. So I can see the reasoning there why he wouldn't have pitch there in the ASG. Public Enemy is on the under here. And are the Mets, are they going to be sellers here right now? It doesn't feel like they ever want to throw in the towel, but I think at this point, after 16 games back in last place, I think it's time. Even the Mets got to hang it up here. Okay, next up, the Giants are taking on the Royals with Trevor McDonald here. McDonald is the pitcher, right? I thought there was some talk here that Oh, it's McDonald. I know it is. Yeah. Yep.
Steam play.
Right. Little move here in the WNBA. Steam on the over right there with New York and Dallas. I'm not sure I see it that way, but we are seeing the total move higher here with the Liberty and the Wings. Remember, that's in that makeup game tonight. and it's up to 176 here at the Big B right now. So pretty big move on the over here. But, and the Liberty, we'll talk about it later, but the Liberty are 13-2 to the over on the road this season. Dallas is 3-8 to the under at home. So kind of a little clash there, but the move is coming in here clearly on the over right now. A lot of movement in the WNBA here as we speak. In fact, I'm seeing the Valkyries getting hit hard right now, the under getting hit hard in that game as well. I'm also seeing a move here to the Storm and the Lynx a little bit to the over here. Okay, let's get back to some baseball with Trevor McDonald here. He's got that 5.02 ERA, 3-7 record. McDonald looks promising, but it may be he may already be hitting the wall a little bit here this season. 1.3 whip coming in for McDonald. For the Giants here, they're 6-7 with McDonald on the mound. 3-7 is his record overall. 255 batting average against and a 300 BABIP for Waka. And the Royals are 5-14 with Waka on the mound. To show you how bad their bullpen is, Waka's record is 5-7. Basically saying that when he doesn't get the decision, they're 0-7. So he keeps them in the games, and then if they're not close, it's bye-bye. So that might be a little bit dicey here, but when you're going up against the Giants right now, it might not be the worst situation. I mean, this is a game in September we probably wouldn't even talk about right now. The Giants are 15 games under 500. The Royals are 20 games under 500. About one of the worst matchups you could have with any two teams here right now. Give the Giants credit. They've been hanging in these games, albeit against Colorado, and they lost the series to Seattle. I didn't think they played that poorly. They did get that 7-0 win. But for the Royals here, now they beat the Padres 2-3. So, both teams having plenty of issues. The Giants, that inconsistent offense, right? How can you be fourth in batting average, fourth in hits, and 26th in runs? I mean, that means you do not drive any runs in. Not only that, they have no patience at the plate. They are last in walks. So what a funky team this Giants team is. The Royals, they don't have a lot of hope either, but for this offense, and I don't even think I could call them inconsistent. I would just call them mediocre here. So I thought Male was supposed to be the starter here, but I know it is McDonald, but I thought at the onset of the last series they were saying it could be Male. I just want to peek and see what the Giants' plans are for this series, if I may. Just bear with me a bit. Okay, Male tomorrow, and then Landon Roop after that. So, okay, at least the Giants have a 5-man rotation going here anyway right now. It was a positive series for the Royals for sure, and at least for the time being, they grabbed a couple of wins there. They gave up 19 runs yesterday, but that was an anomaly. Just they kind of threw in the towel there, and the Padres were beating up on them for sure. Waka obviously has okay stats: 3.77 ERA, 1.19 WHIP. He's had his struggles too. He's given up 10 earned runs in the last 2 games and 11% barrel rate in his last 3 starts. For the Giants, top 10 offensively against right-handers, but you just gotta wonder when they're on and when they're off. You just can't turn on and off the switch here. Coming off of a decent series against the Mariners and added some home runs in that game, which has been a bit of a surprise for them. But this is a soft matchup kind of for Waka here. The Giants have given up, been striking out quite a bit here, 6 or more strikeouts in 3 straight games. Now, Waka's not an overpowering K guy here, but let's see what you think in this one. Man, I'd probably prefer And then we'll take the Royals in the first 5 because, like I said, we got Waka here 5-7, and then the Royals are 0-7 when Waka doesn't get a decision. That cracks me up. Okay, hey, there's Sniz in the chat today. Hello to Sniz in there, and what a tournament there, huh? Sniz, man, Ryan Fox with that win. Robert's on the Royals here, and they have a bunch of leadoff hitters. That's what the problem is. Everybody's Luis Arraez. There's another guy, the Padres, right? I mean, you can't believe the Padres. Look, everyone, you can say, and this is a popular thing among people, Arraez, okay, great hitter, but he's a team player. Does it matter when the guy goes out there and rolls out the best average in the league, right? I don't know what else I could say about it. Okay, Royals run line here for 9. Legacy. I'm going to take the Royals in the first 5 here because that way once they blow it, probably at the bullpen, maybe Waka can hang on here in the first 5. I think it's a pick 'em in the first 5 here. Maybe they're a slight favorite. Let me check it out here real quick. And I will take the Royals here at, $1.25. Well, see, the odds makers see it the same way I do. That's okay. I'll stick with it. Give me the Royals in the first 5 here against the Giants in this one. Keep it moving here right now on the morning steam. We've got the White Sox taking on the Rangers here with Eric Fetty goes here for the Sox and Jake DeGrom for the Rangers. Is that line right? Jake DeGrom, he's not exactly going to win the Cy Young Award this year. Eric Fetty might win the unheralded I'm Better Than You Think I Am award. He's serviceable. I don't know about $1.70 here right now with these Rangers. Okay, no doubt they are contentious here in their division. In fact, they're in first place with this 1 game over 500. And the White Sox 6 games over 500. And DeGrom, 3.48 ERA, 7-5 record, 101 whip. No one's going to deny that Jake DeGrom can still, have some strong performances. In fact, he's been, pretty good here for the Rangers. Maybe where they were expecting a little more. He's certainly struggled a little bit in recent games, his last 4 starts. Now, he has had 7 or more strikeouts in his last 4 starts, but other than that, he definitely has had a little bit of trouble here of late. 3.28 FIP overall, though, 30% K rate. Not going to argue with any of these numbers. The White Sox, they are a team that does succeed much more at home right now than on the road. Currently here, 21-29 on the road. Rangers are just 2 games over 500 at home. Actually, they're have no dominant home field advantage, that's for sure, but they have the pitching advantage here. They've been better offensively in recent games, but are they $1.70 better even with DeGrom in this one? I'm not so sure that that's going to be the case here, man. These White Sox are ultra competitive here this season, it feels like right now. Fetty, solid in his last start, no earned runs. He only went 4 innings, but usually he needs an opener, but I guess not today. I guess the matchup is somewhat salvageable here, that they can keep him in there to start against a lineup like this. I mean, for the Rangers, your left-handers aren't knocking it off the page or anything with Jock and with Nimmo. I guess, in there. So maybe Fetty can just start and then they'll get into the regular style of bullpen. Fetty, 15.5% K rate, 9% walk rate. They've been good against right-handers, so they probably can get a few runs here in this one. Let's see what the chat says first, though, here, and then I'll maybe make my call here in this one. Okay, here we go with the chat. We've got here, Public Enemy says go over in this one at 10.5. Whoa. That's the Royals and the Giants game. 10.5 runs, right? 10.5 runs. Can you imagine that? White Sox here, money line. Robert likes the under in this one. All right, you guys got your plays in there. I got to take the
Steam play.
I got to take the White Sox in this one. I'm not gonna $1.70 right now. This game feels like it should be much closer in this one. I mentioned that steam on that Minnesota Seattle game, and it is indeed going over here right now. The steam coming in on the over in that one. Okay, we'll keep it moving here on the morning steam show here on the news, Sports Money Network. Tigers and Cubs with Jack Flaherty goes for Detroit here. Jameson Taillon for the Cubs for Flaherty here. 4.48 ERA, 3-8 record for Flaherty. Remember, at one point we were making fun of Flaherty and the team record with Flaherty pitching. Remember, it was like, I don't know, what was it, like 1-10 or something at one point. But they've definitely, mostly because Detroit's been on the comeback trail and Flaherty's been okay. They're now 6-12 with Flaherty on the mound. He does have a .239 batting average against and a .312 BABIP coming in for Taillon here. 13 starts, 2-5 record, 5.19 ERA, 2.46 BABIP here. So, look, I think for the Cubs in this one, the Tigers, yes, they've been a little bit hotter here. They still did lose 3 of their last 5, and they did lose the series there to the Phillies, of course, and then they bounced back and were able to take 2 of 3 at the Angels, but this is a little bit different here against Chicago. Chicago looked good in that Cubs in the Reds series. They took 2 of 3 from Minnesota. They won yesterday 10-1. You had Rizzo catching home runs in the outfield. Still, Detroit 19-30 on the road this season. Chicago 29-20 at home. So looks a little cheap for this one on the Cubs. But look at the total, 11.5. Don't have to explain it to anybody here. We're in Chicago and we're in a obviously wind blowing out situation here. In fact, it's 10 to 12 miles an hour, pretty much out to dead center field here, maybe left center, maybe left center more so, maybe even more so to left here in this one. So see what you've got, for Taillon. It just feels like a good matchup because Detroit's offense is still not great. Here, 26th in hits and 21st in RBIs. Meanwhile, for the Cubs, much better, 4th in OBP. 4th in OPPS, and also 5th in runs, number 1 in walks. So, man, the Cubs have the better record. They have the better team, it feels like to me. This feels a little bit light, actually, in this one. So, can we get a big 11-run performance out of these two? I don't know if the offenses are overwhelming enough to use it to their advantage and get a wild one here, but let's see. Flaherty can be a good strikeout guy. It's just inconsistent. He is vulnerable to hard contact, that's for sure. But he has given up just 2 earned runs in his last 3 games. He'll need to be sharp for sure in this one. The Cubs have had some pretty good damage here against some guys. They had 6 earned runs against Bradley. They had 10 runs off of Zebby there. So, all right, let's see what you have here. Anything else from the chat? I got to make my call, I guess. Cubs for Bobby Mack. Big O, he likes the over here
Final.
in this one. That's why they call him the Big O. Or I don't know, maybe they call him the Big O for another reason. Oh, all right. I will go over. I think it is going to be one of those games in Chicago today. Give me the over in this one. I'll go over 11.5 with Big O. Public Enemy likes it over too. So, okay, I'm going to tag along with the chat, I think, in this one. Is that I'm assuming that Big O is that I'm oval, like I'm shaped like an oval, or do you have a really cool name, Oval, or maybe you pronounce it Oval? I would love that'd be cool. I'm glad that we have Big O here. Okay, next up. The Marlins are taking on the Astros. Jansen Junk goes here for the Marlins. Ronel Blanco is back. He's back. He's here. Ronel Blanco gets his first start of the season. It did look good. The minors reportedly here, his numbers were pretty strong for Ronel Blanco. Blanco, 2 earned runs in 17 rehab innings, a 1.06 ERA. The Marlins certainly are not as hot as they were before the break. Just more than 2 runs in just one of their last 6 games, and they just got swept by the Brewers all of a sudden. Now that's the Brewers, so might have been a little bit overwhelming here. Ronel Blanco comes in, haven't pitched in the majors all season long. Junks looked good in his last 2 starts, 5 innings in both games, giving up just 2 earned runs. The Astros haven't been great recently, scoring just 2 runs in each of their last 3 games, and they've been worse at home on the season, but okay against right-handed pitching for sure. We've got 2 teams definitely in a slump here right now, and is it because of the offenses, you wonder? That total's pretty high for 2 teams that aren't really scoring a lot of runs. Yes, the Marlins might be ranked in the top 10 in a lot of statistical categories, but they just haven't looked like that team here out of the break. Meanwhile, the Astros are pretty much, rely on that home run a little bit. No team speed, we know that, but maybe the Astros with Blanco. We'll see how he looks here. Their offense has been probably a little bit better than the Marlins here of late, and I think the bullpen today probably belongs to the Astros. So let's see here. Nothing. Maybe this one's a tough one for the chat, especially with Blanco. I think coming back here. I think that's the concern maybe for backing a team here at. Oh, let me fix that price. So it's not 30. It's 130, obviously. There we go. There we go. All right, and we've got Robert on the over here. Yeah, you know what? I might be having. I was talking up on another show, the under there, and I might be having some under regret. Hey, I'm taking the Marlins in this one. Let me take the Marlins to get back on track. Okay, next up. The Nationals are taking on the Rockies here in this one with Alvarez goes here. Man, Alvarez 4.04 ERA, now 2-3 record coming in, and a 1.45 WHIP for Andrew Alvarez. For the Rockies, Kyle Freeland, 7.3 ERA, 2-8 record. It's going to be hard to recommend. Look at this. The Nationals are $1.20. Did they not check is the fix in? What's going? Okay, I don't know. I don't want to get all. I'm taking the Nationals. Do we need a handicap here? Do we need to? Maybe this will be. We just saw the Rockies. They looked absolutely dreadful in that last series. Yeah, the Nationals have lost a few here, but they did win the series against the A's. Yeah, they gave up 15 runs in that second game, but they had the 23-run outburst. Meanwhile, the Rockies just lost that home series to Cincinnati, where they were probably licking their chops, probably saying, wow, a team we could actually win a series here against and keep it going right now a little bit. But the Reds got to them, and the Rockies now here, you got a Washington team coming in here 30-19 on the road. This is where they do their best work. For some reason, they're under 500 at home, but they get it done on the road for sure. Now, look, we've talked a lot about these totals in Colorado. We've been on the over on a lot of them, but I don't know here. Yes, Freeland is bad, but how long will he be in there? And what can the Rockies do here going up against a left-hander like Alvarez? I know Alvarez isn't great here, but, overall, Alvarez has been mostly kind of been half reliever, half starter. So when he's been in the rotation, though, he's been good. Now, we know the Rockies' offense has been solid here this season, but they did have some woes there in that last series against the Reds. Just 2 runs in that opener. Well, I guess they did score 18 runs in the series, but Freeland's been shelled this year. He's given up a ton of home runs. Not good in Colorado, right? You got to research these guys before you bring them into Colorado, right? Or I should say, find more guys that can pitch in Colorado. Freeland's given up at least 2 or more runs in 14 straight starts, so he's automatic to give up something here, at least multiple runs. The Nationals have been the best offense around, the hottest offense against left-handers. They've scored 5+ runs in each of their last 5 games against opposing left-handed starters, and for some reason, like I said, they're better on the road. There's a great situation for them here. I'll just take the Nationals. It just feels pretty good at this price here. Yeah, they're not totally going to be overwhelming here still this season, but they've had a nice year right now. They're definitely in contention here for a wild card at 500. So let's take the Nats here at $1.20. You don't get this opportunity, huh? Robert's on the Nats first 5. Woke is Joke is on the Nationals here as well. Maybe it's too easy. Colorado can't lose them all. They've won 40 games this year, so all right, next up, we're getting towards the finish here. We've got the Reds taking on the Mariners with Andrew Abbott. I always get, when you got Andrew Alvarez and Andrew Abbott, did we ever get that matchup? For the Mariners, George Kirby goes in this one $1.50 here for Kirby. I mean, I get it. I mean, maybe you have the advantage here in the pitching department. Maybe you don't. Right now, Kirby, 3.76 ERA, 7-8 record, 1.32 whip for Abbott, 4.11 ERA, 1.42 the whip here for Andrew Abbott. He's been improving here after kind of a slow start this season. So let's see what you got here in this one between these two. And take a look here. Abbott has given up some home runs for sure. He's given up, I think, at least three runs in his last 4 starts here. The Mariners' offense has looked okay the last couple of games, had 10 runs in the last 2 games combined, but at home they definitely struggle. Kirby's had good control, pitched 6 or plus innings in each of his last 5 starts. We know he's a guy who runs about as deep as anybody. Has been racked up at times by some offenses. The Reds' offense has looked a little bit better. They've scored 3 or more runs in their last 6 games, and they're coming in here with a lot of offensive momentum. De La Cruz has been hot here, so Kirby's been the better starter of the two, but I think the Reds have some offensive momentum here right now in this one. Let's see how you have it between the Reds taking on the Mariners here in this one. Man, it feels like I want to take the Reds big time here. I'm gonna take the Reds here in this one. Give me the Reds on the road over the Mariners. These Mariners, okay, they did win the last, they won that series. I'll give them credit for taking down the Giants at home here. And, for the Reds to go in there and get a couple of wins against Colorado. Nothing special, but 9 Legacy here says Nationals run line, Marlins money line, Mariners run line, White Sox money line, Tigers money line. Thank you to 9 Legacy. The Athletics are taking on the Diamondbacks here with, there we go. Springs goes here for the A's, and for the Diamondbacks, you've got Mitch Bratt. We've talked about him here. He's got a 6 ERA so far, but the metrics aren't too bad so far. It's only been a couple of starts, so we really don't know that much here as far as this major league potential, but does have a 217 batting average against and a 210 BABIP. So where is all the runs coming from? Maybe it's that 18% walk rate. Now that doesn't seem sustainable even for the worst of pitchers. You'd think that can get cleaned up here a little bit. Springs comes in here with a 6.08 ERA and a 3.9 record overall. The Athletics are 7-12 with Springs. We know he's been, the Athletics are really, really struggling here right now. Arizona, look, that's against the Run line this season for Arizona, 21-22, not bad. They're 28-22 at home on the run line. A's are obviously having some big time struggles right now. I mean, it feels like all the accomplishments that they've had this season have gone away because of this massive downturn here right now for the A's. It doesn't feel like they're ever coming back. We don't want them in Vegas. We'll take them. They'll turn it around, but they're 1-11 in their last 12. Arizona's won 6 of 7 coming in. So A's have dropped 8 straight on the road in 4 of their last 5 games against the Diamondbacks here. I think this is a run line play for me. Give me the run line here with the Diamondbacks right now. Maybe the A's can turn it around here against a rookie pitcher and all, but right now the A's are definitely the worst team in the league at the moment with this losing streak. They actually won one of those games. It's not a losing streak, but one, like I said, 1-11 here. They did beat Washington 15-1 in that second game, but I'm not interested. Let's see how you guys have it here in this one. And in the chat, we've got A's money line for Robert. And Willie, was your grandma really named Oval? That's lovely. Okay. I'm going to finish this up here though with these two and talk about it because Springs has given up a lot of contact here. 26 home runs for Jeffrey Springs this year. He's given up 5 or more runs in 6 of his last 7 starts, and the Diamondbacks offense has picked it up here. I'm going to go. No, I'm on the Diamondbacks. I'm on the Diamondbacks run line here. Don't want to give away the premiums there. But Brad, this is his first game at home, and they won both of the first 2 games. So, look, the Diamondbacks will probably get some runs. They've got their best bullpen guys available here in this one. The A's have been so bad on the road. They've failed to score more than 2 runs in 8 straight games away from home right now. They got shut down by Foster the People Griffin there yesterday. And, that's no Mitch Bratt. Still, I'm going to have to think that the Diamondbacks, I'm going to take them on the run line. This A's team's got to fix some things right now and prove it. Match point here for Havlikova against Alicia Parks. Man, Parks looked bad in this match. And Line Legacy says, what's up with that Blue Jays move, right? Yeah, no doubt about it. Big move to the Line Legacy says, were the Blue Jays were $1.55. No, I saw the Blue Jays actually open as low as maybe $1.48. I know Bet Online opened up way lower, but okay. One more here. Cardinals and the Halos with Leahy going here for the Cardinals and Soriano goes for the Angels. Yeah, Soriano's the better of the 2 pitchers here, but the Angels are doing nothing. They did finally win a game. They snapped a losing streak there yesterday by beating Detroit 3-2. They barely got it done, but they did get it done there. Detroit was threatening there in the top of the 9th inning, but Angels hang on for the win. Cardinals did lose the series down there in Arizona. No problem there. Arizona's looking okay. Cardinals still 25-21 on the road. Angels lost 7 of their last 10 coming into this one. Not only that, the Angels just 1-5 in their last 6 at home and 3-12 in their last 15. Yes, the Cardinals have lost 8 of 12. They've even lost 7 of the last 10 here to the Angels. 7 of the last 8 meetings between the 2 teams have gone over when playing here in Los Angeles. Of course, these teams just meet 3 times a year, so that might take a little bit out of that, but still, nonetheless, when they played in St. Louis last season, that series featured 43 runs. I think, let me get that right. 25, 70, 42 runs in the 3 games last year. These two teams always seem to play an over right now, but I think these starting pitchers might actually be okay coming into this one. Let me take the Cardinals here in the first 5 in this one. I'm going to say they can get to Soriano a little bit, and I'll take the Cardinals here. First 5, I think the price is right here. I think the price is right overall, maybe for the Cardinals in this game. Now, okay, I get it. Soriano's been the Angels' best pitcher. He's actually 8-6 this season, but Leahy's been good also. He's 7-4, and I don't think I trust the Angels here as any kind of pick 'em or favorite here right now. They are 22 games under 500, while the Cardinals are 4 games over 500. So I'm going to take the Cardinals here. You know what? I'm going to take them plus a half in the first 5 at minus $1.35 just to make sure here in case it's tied. Let's take the Cardinals first
Final.
5. Okay, let's get some more plays here. And the baseball segment is over. It's going to be Public Enemies on the Mariners in that other game. Roberts on the over here, 8.5. And 9 Legacy on the Cardinals. Public Enemy says Diamondbacks minus 1.5. That's it for the baseball segment. Thank you, everybody. Let's move here to the WNBA. We've got 4 games, and then the show will be over. 90 minutes from now, it's going to be Bases Loaded, Sharky Waters, Mikey Money. They're going to bring you the baseball preview here on the Sports Money Network. WNBA now, it's going to be Las Vegas. We got to fix this, right? I think, did we have – no, this line's apparently maybe it's gone down. It's gone down. The total's gone down here to 182, maybe even 181, maybe 181.5. But the move is to the under here in this one between Las Vegas and Toronto. Well, all right, if you say so, but I'm not so sure it will be an under here. Or maybe the tempo might have trouble scoring against the Aces. But you see in the Aces, man, they just beat Phoenix. They scored 106 points there. It was 9 days ago, but then they came back there against Indiana, and they gave up 109. The Aces haven't played here in 8 days. For Toronto here, they come in having allowed 111 points in their last game at home against Atlanta just 3 days ago. They also gave up 108 to Dallas recently. So the tempo definitely give up a lot of points. The tempo are 14-4. The over as an underdog here. So, man, I don't know. It seems to me like this would be a game where I'm going to take advantage of this. I'm going to go over in the first half here with Las Vegas and Toronto. I'm going to say fade that line move right now to the under. Hey, you know what? The sharps are usually right in the WNBA, but I'm not going that way in this one. I'm going to go under here I'm going to go over here in the first half at 88.5. Give me the over first half. Okay. Big O will take the points. Thank you to Stop Geo. Next up, we've got the Liberty taking on the Wings here. The Liberty, we just said it, right? We got to update that total because it is 176.5 here right now, and definitely gone up to 4.5. So maybe you gotta wonder here. Now the Wings are playing the back-to-back. The deal with this game is this game was supposed to be played 5 days ago. Liberty couldn't make it. They got their plane stuck. They spent 11 hours on the tarmac, and that's probably made for kind of a long road trip. The Liberty lost 4 straight games, okay? So are they just going to come in and say, hey, you know what, we're tired of this. We've just lost 3 games in a row. We spent 11 hours on the tarmac 5 days ago or whatever it was, and they've lost here to Dallas, Minnesota, Toronto, and Indiana. Now, that's a tough schedule. The game against the Wings was actually at home, 88-77. The Wings won at the Liberty just 13 days ago. So New York is not playing very well, quite frankly, here, struggling. Not only that, they're 3-9 against the spread on the road, 8-13 against the spread as a favorite here. So I don't know about this, and I don't know about this line move to the over either, because yes, New York is, like I said, 11. I think I said 13-2 earlier. They're 11-2 to the over on the road, but Dallas is 3-8 to the under at home. Now, okay, maybe you see the line move on the Liberty and the over, so maybe the sharps are coming in on that side, but I would think it'd probably go Dallas's way to the under in this one. I'm going to take under in the first half, another under first half here for me in this game between the Liberty and the Wings. That's the way I mean, this has been a disastrous road trip, right? Like I said, you got a bunch of 6-foot ladies. They're probably still complaining about the 11 hours. Imagine spending 11 hours and not moving anywhere, and then you got to get off the plane after that. What a disaster. I mean, no wonder they couldn't win the next game there against Indiana, giving up 108 points. At least they didn't have to go too far. I think they were supposed to go Toronto to Dallas, and they never got off the tarmac there. All right, let's see what we got here. Toronto for 9 Legacy. Oh, in that other, thanks, 9 Legacy in that other game. Yep. Robert likes the over here. Robert does like the over here, though. And Paige Beckers, this is a big question mark, and I would imagine that with that line move that, possibly here. It hasn't been that big of a line move, but we saw her leave with that head injury and still listed as questionable here. So I don't think there's been a big enough line move. Obviously, it's up to 4.5, so it is reflected a little bit in the line here, but just going to have to wait and see here right now. So, all right, now I've got the under in the first half in this one. But, interestingly that the line is the totals moved up, which may indicate that she was playing, right? I don't know. It seems like the line move here isn't reflecting it just yet. 9 Legacy says Liberty on the spread. So I haven't made a commitment yet on the side. Okay, next up, Mystics and Valkyries here. And man, the Valkyries, I might be able to get away with leaving 8.5 up there on the screen, but it's clearly a 9 at some spots here right now. And I would have to think that this one's going to be. We just saw these two teams play, okay, and the final score was a very low scoring game. 74-69 went under 148. The thing about that is the game before that, when they played this season at Washington, Golden State held Washington to 49 points in that game, and Golden State's the hottest team in the league. They've won here now 9 in a row here currently, 8-1 against the spread in those games. Washington's lost 6 straight games to Golden State, 1-4 against the spread to Golden State. Now, Washington is 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 games on the road. They've been one of these teams taking advantage of these big spreads. But, man, Golden State seems like they're the best team in the league all of a sudden here, with all due respect to, Minnesota or Las Vegas. Golden State's been hot, and I love my 33-1 ticket to win it all. Golden State's gone under in 5 straight. Seems like they're all staying under. Seems like they're all staying under right now, doesn't it? So I got to think this is going to be another possible under here with these two. I like Golden State to get out to a big lead here, and I'm going to take Golden State in the first half in this one to get out to a comfortable lead here, laying the points in this one it's up to 5, I think, right now. 4.5. I'll take Golden State in the first half in this one. And 9 Legacy says he'll take Mystics on the first in the Mystics full game here with a reoffend to have a big performance here. Washington's been an okay cover. Valkyries first half also for Robert, so we're in agreement there on that one. Finally, it'll be the Lynx taking on the Storm. Here's another one. These big favorites are just not getting it done here in the WNBA right now, and this is another situation. You have Minnesota. They're on a long winning streak. They haven't covered in a month, or maybe this month, it seems like. Minnesota here, on a heater, once again, looking great, no problem. They've won 5 straight games. They're 1-6 against the spread their last 7. Meanwhile, Seattle's 1-6 straight up in their last 7. They're 4-1 against the spread. So, look, if you want to look at it that way, it might be pretty easy just to lay it out like that and just say, hey, why not just take, Seattle here in this one, and then that's how they'll get it done, right? I mean, getting these points at home. Now, the only caveat here is that Minnesota is best road team against the spread in the league. They're 9-3 against the spread. They've done a lot of these games at home. They just played a 4-game homestand. They didn't cover against Phoenix. They didn't cover against LA. They didn't cover against Portland. Those were all double-digit spreads, just like this one. Now, they are on the road. That could change things a little bit. Like I said, they're 9-3 ATS on the road. But were they really laying double digits in all those? It's a couple of them they were. But overall, no. Now, we'll note this is no games in the WNBA tomorrow, believe it or not. Then they'll play 6 games on Wednesday. I'm seeing the lines kind of coming out in those games right now. Let's see what the chat says here. Under for Public Enemy. Oh, I think he's talking about the Washington game there, right? It's funny because that last Golden State game, it felt like it was going to end up going over. It was going under all game, it seemed like. Then it was all of a sudden, here come a bunch of points. You're like, oh, great. And then all of a sudden it stopped and it went under. So Seattle Storm on the spread for 9 legacy. Robert likes this one over. I like it over as well, but I'm going to take it over in the first half here. In this one, give me the over first half with Minnesota and Seattle. I'll take it over here in this one. Let me get that total actually in the Minnesota-Seattle game. First half over 89.5. Boy, that's going to do it here for the morning steam. Thank you to everybody for a great show. Enjoyed the company here on Monday. It should be a great sports betting day, even if we got limited options. There is I don't know, I'm trying to find some other sports to bet on. The basketball tournament. Everyone wants to see the big game here today between La Familia and the Ville. Here's a basketball tournament gets going here this week. That's the big $1 million tournament. So, we're just be patient, you guys. We've got 17 days until the Hall of Fame game, and then before you know it, we're on football every night, pretty much, right? They should do, well, put a game every night. Have Tuesday night football, Wednesday night football. Just, give those teams a bye, or then play them the next week on Tuesday. Give them 6 days off or something like that. You can do it. All right, it's going to do it here for the Morning Steam Show. Thanks a lot, everybody. Really enjoyed being with you here on the new Sports Money Network. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, Sports Money Network, here on YouTube. 16,000 subscriber juggernaut. All right, so catch you next time. Don't forget our programming here today. We got horse racing coverage today. I think we're back on here a little bit with our coverage today of the tracks. I don't think we got the best tracks going. We got some Gulfstream out there. I know today we've got Razor Straight Parks in there, Woodbine today, I guess, as well. So, hey, it's Monday. There'll always be some Mountaineer, I'm sure, going on. All right, and I didn't know if and there's a storm to cover, and I didn't know. With one news, I didn't catch this, but, we make fun of, not make fun of it, but I didn't know it. I just saw it. I didn't even know this was going on, but I saw a news story today that Eureka Downs is reopening here after 15 years. So we talk about all the tracks shutting down, but in Kansas, they're ready to go, man. Good for Kansas. They're going to reopen this track here and run I think it's like a 40-day meet here, going to start in just a couple of weeks at Eureka Downs. Now, I saw the photos and I'm like, I don't know if this track's ready to go, but good on Kansas to bring back horse racing here. Eureka Downs, great job, man. They've said they've announced it here, and they're going to take some of those historical horse racing machines and devote the money to horse racing. So racing is back in Eureka, Kansas. Eureka, I have found it. That's going to do it for the morning steam. And for the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott. So long from Las Vegas.
I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it. Fuse like a magnet, lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the